Hello book lovers, my name is Carrie and this is Spines and Spoilers. Today I'm doing the I Am the Reader book tag by Penguin Random House actually, which surprised me. I would usually start my videos off by talking about what I am reading and I am drinking, but I actually just finished Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil by V.E. Schwab. It was amazing. I loved every bit of it. I wasn't sure if I would, but you know, sapphic vampires, what are you gonna do? And I'm also not drinking anything at the moment, which is also kind of on me considering the fact that I'm about to go on a walk. That's probably a bad idea, but... The first tag question is, though, choose one word that describes being a reader. I think that hungry is a good word for readers, honestly. You have to have a thirst and a hunger for knowledge or escape or just a new story. And I don't know, I feel like there's a reason they call it a bookworm, like worms are constantly consuming. Yeah, I think hungry is a good one. Also, excuse my voice, I've been sick for the last couple of days, so if it's really gravelly, that's why. The next question is, what is the very first book that you fell in love with? I have fallen in love with a lot of books, and I have pretty much always been a bookworm. Like, as soon as I could form memories and I could read, I loved reading. Just anything that I could. But the first one that I remember being borderline obsessed with was Cave of Doom. Sorry, I checked and it's actually Class Trip to the Cave of Doom by Kate McCullen. But it's just a cute little book from the Dragon Slayers Academy series. I don't think it's the first one, actually. It's just the first one that I stumbled upon, and I ended up absolutely loving it. It's a fantasy about this school of kids, and they go out on adventures, but very cute series, and I absolutely loved that book for ages. The next question is hardback or paperback, and I feel like this is a trick question, because both, I mean, hardback, paperback, ebook, audiobook, any of them, just put it in my brain. I feel like there are circumstances for all of the above though, and truly I don't really have a huge preference. It just depends on the situation. The fourth question is, how has reading shaped your identity? And that is a great question. It has made me a more empathetic person, I think. When I was younger, it made me a more intelligent person. It gave me a broader view of the world, but in some instances, it kind of made me withdraw from the world, because why would I continue trying to fit in, because I was bullied as a child? Of course I was. How many book people were not bullied as a child? It's a great escape. But maybe in some instances, it kept me from trying to make friends, because every time I tried, I just got bullied, so why would I do that if I have these books? As an adult, though, I think that it has made me an inquisitive person who values knowledge and also values whimsy. It's also helped connect me to friends and people who are similarly minded, and that's part of why I did start making booktube videos, to, you know, start making friends. Plus I just like talking about books. The fifth question is, what book do you read when you feel like being comforted? And that one is the Hunger Games series, which I know is not very comforting on its face, like as a topic, but it is something that I'm immensely familiar with and I love, and I reread at least on a yearly basis, if not more than that, because I always like going back and seeing what else I can spot. Real life context also kind of changes the content, which definitely holds true for the Hunger Games. The sixth question is, who taught you to be a reader? Largely my mom, my older sister, my biological father to some extent, and eventually even my stepdad. I believe that my aunt also played a hand in it. But yeah, I had a lot of people in my life who valued reading and creativity and stuff like that. I think my older sister in particular kept me motivated, because whenever she wasn't outside playing, she was pretty much inside reading. And of course, who doesn't want to be like their older sibling, especially when they're younger? The next one is, describe your ideal reading lounge. And I actually do have an answer to this. The lounge from Knives Out. I guess that's what you would call it, the office. The room where Thromby and Marta play board games. I absolutely love that room. It's gorgeous. I'll try to put a picture somewhere up here, but I love that room. It's so cozy. Yeah. It's got a little nook, but it's also, you know, surrounded by books, and it's got this really cozy feel. It's filled with, you know, knickknacks, like random knickknacks and stuff like that too, and board games and things like that. But overall, it's just a very cozy, comfy feel. Like, it feels very lived in and secure, I guess. Future Carrie here. I actually have a different answer to this question. I was replaying Fable 2 and was exploring this old mansion in the game, our old castle basically, and there's a library there where it's got like a spiral staircase almost, and there are books lining the wall, and then there's a huge tree in the middle, and I think that is absolutely awesome, and it would at least be on my top 5 list. Also, I am sorry that I seem so disoriented in this video. I was obviously still kind of sick and probably should not have been out and about. I guess I didn't realize that at the time. Also, I'm being so quiet because I am not alone in the house, and I'm really awkward about recording when there are other people around. Anyway, yeah, that was my really important update. The next question is, what book changed the way you act or see the world? Which is a great question, and I immediately had an answer, but I can't use that one because I don't promote that book. The next one that I thought of was The Hunger Games. I've already talked about The Hunger Games, but it very much did. Lord of the Rings is a big one. That definitely helped shape my identity to some extent, and at the time when I read it, it changed how I saw the world around me. Not great for representing women, but, you know, it does at least show that non-toxic masculinity is a thing. There's also Smoke Gets in Your Eyes by Caitlin Doughty. That's definitely a big one. I was in school for 2.5 years studying to become a funeral director because of her. That journey kind of helped me heal from a lot of grief that I had left over because I've suffered from a lot of loss and death and stuff like that in my life, and going on that journey kind of helped me heal a lot of the stuff that I'd been through at the time. The last question is just, who do you want to tag? And honestly, I don't generally tag people. If you want to do this video, do this video. You totally should. I'm sorry that I am probably less energetic this video. Like I said, I'm getting over being sick. I hope that you guys are staying safe out there, though, that you're having a good summer, especially days like today where it's actually particularly nice outside. I haven't wanted to go outside in about like 2 weeks because it's been in the upper 90s. It's been gross. But today I stepped outside and it's like 72 degrees. It's bordering on fall weather. And don't get me wrong, I know it's false fall. I'm not gonna get my hopes up. There's no way that the fall weather is actually going to start now, but just the fact that it's not sweltering anymore is a beautiful gift. But yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. I appreciate it more than you know. I still don't understand why you're here in the first place, but it's cool that you are. If you want to like and share and subscribe or comment or whatever, that's up to you. I'm not going to twist your leg, though it would be cool to hear some of your answers to these questions. What is most important at the end of the day? It is of the utmost importance, and are you listening to me? Because it's quite important, actually. I need you to remember to love yourself. Looking at you.